Okay, what's going on, boys? It is Tuesday, the 3rd of March, and I got another market recap. I haven't actually dove into low time frame price action. I'm going to do this whilst I'm recording. So, I wasn't around to monitor the AM session today, so I'm just going to do a little recap on potential opportunities that happened. And I'll do this because it's going to familiarize myself what happens with the AM compared to how price action then delivers with the PM session. Um, so yeah, I will pause this recording and then I'm gonna monitor the PM session and take a paper trade live. Um, so yeah, coming into 9:30, what do we have? So right now, obviously, we've put an SMT at these daily lows. We have this weekly draw that I'm expecting this to come down and take, but as of now, we are starting to pump higher back into this 4 hour gap. This is equilibrium of this whole range here. Um, so 9:30 opens. What happens? So we open up here. We come down. We put in that SMT. Um, Obviously prior to 9:30, I'd want to be bearish to that daily draw. Because yesterday, obviously we came up, we took out them equal highs, tapped that 4 hour gap, and then we had a big sell off. Obviously, this is a market structure shift low. We pull back to that hourly gap. Coming into, wait, let's see now. So let me just mark out this daily draw. This would have been the target. Coming into 9:30, we were within that hourly gap. Let's just mark that out so we can see. All right, let's drop into a 15. Cool. We got this. These are London highs. 9:30 opens. We take them out them highs. Now, this wouldn't be an entry for me. Break below that short-term low, open up the gap. I need to see that internal manipulation, which happens here. And then the market structure shift low is down here. So we end up coming back down. We come up, we soup this high into that 1 minute gap. Price breaks down again, and then we eventually get down to that market structure shift low. We open up this 1 minute gap here. I would be short there. Stops could go above this high, but actually no, this isn't really a soup. This is just the rebalance to that 1 minute gap. So I probably would run stops to that swing high, just to account for if we do come up and then we soup this high in the 1 minute gap. Just keeping it real, yeah, I wouldn't have had that tight stop. And then yeah, targeting that daily low down here. This would be first PT. What's the risk to reward? Okay, 1.2. I mean, you could have held a slightly tighter stop, maybe to that candle body. Because if we come up to there, we may as well just come and take the high. And then that would increase the risk to reward to 1.4. And then hold a run to that 2.6, that daily draw. Obviously, ES ended up taking out that daily draw first, so I would have had to close out the full position. Let's see where it would have ended up. Alright, on that candle there. At 9:49. Wait. Oh, okay. So 9:49 is where I would have had to close. Wait, surely not. What's going on here? That's the daily draw. Did we take that out early? Oh. We took that shit pre-market. Okay. Well, in which case, that isn't a target. This would have just been an intraday model for the internal draws on liquidity, so it would have just been that. So let's look at this shit. So SMT goes in there. And then price breaks down, takes that internal low. We start rallying to the upside. We tap into that hourly gap. Yeah, so I would have been on the fence today. I probably would have taken this trade, to be honest. And I would have had to see what happens at market open, whether we displace through that hourly gap and close above and hold that SMT. Or we tap into that hourly gap and then we violate that SMT and still come for the weekly draw, which I want to see happen. So I like this internal model going on for NQ. Let's see, what was more bearish? Obviously ES was, but at the time, what would I have wanted to trade? That 930, we had an SMT, didn't we? Yeah, cool. So ES would have been the better asset to trade on. We had the SMT at these highs. ES really failed to get there. And then we had the market structure. This is a lot cleaner. Market structure shift. Pull back to that 1 minute. Literally top tick, short on that. Stops on that high. And then first PT would be this. Yeah, we didn't get there before entry, so. And that's a 1.2. First PT would be that. And since ES already took the draw liquidity, I'd probably just use standard deviation and go for that. Obviously, we never got there. But that would have been the setup. So, yeah. Pretty shitty delivery, to be honest, but nonetheless, it was a short model there. It just hasn't gone very far because we've taken our daily draw on liquidity. So, that was a wrap for the AM session. We'll see what goes on for the PM. Let's delete this. So obviously this is rebalancing right now. So what's the time actually? Okay, it's 4:45. So we haven't even entered lunch yet. So yeah, we'll see what happens when it comes to that 2 PM candle. But as of now, just from a 4-hour standpoint, I'd like to see us come up. We tap EQ with a range, tap into this 4-hour SIBI, and then we start to find that structure back lower, and then you just cash that internal sell model through here. So this is what I'm looking for coming into the PM session. So yeah, we'll see what goes on. I'm going to pause the recording now, and yeah, that's a wrap for the AM session. Alright, so 2 PM just opened, and just looking at price right now, we are in a buy model on this middle time frame. We have this buy side level up here. These are all relative equal highs. Obviously, we literally barely got past these highs. We are in a 4-hour gap, so I mean, there's definitely reasons for price to go lower first. If we're going to displace through that 50-minute SIBI, I'd expect us to now come back towards sell side. We could also trade to this 1-hour bullish gap, but right now I want longs, just because this middle time frame structure. So we have this 15-minute BISI that's opened up, and if we go down to a 1-minute chart, we have these equal lows resting there. So that's what I'm looking for right now. I want to see us come lower, take these out, and then we find that buy model back to the upside. So we'll see what we get. Okay, so literally what I called out to happen has happened. We've come down, we tapped into that 50-minute BISI, we've taken out those equal lows. Now we're seeing this real nice displacement back into the range. So I'm going to be looking to take a long position. Got this small 1 minute here, but it's also paired to the volume imbalance, so I'll execute off that, or if we just open up a new one here. And then I'm looking just to take it to this internal high here. This is the internal model. So we'll see what happens here. See if we can get down into this. Okay, I'm in long there. Risk to reward 1.68. Cool. Alright, models there. Internal buy model to this internal high here. If ES takes it first, then I'm getting out. So, yeah, pause the recording and we'll see how this shit runs. Alright, trade's running pretty good right now. We just opened up this 1 minute gap, so I've trailed my stop to the short term low. I want to see this stay protected now and see us continue to buy back out of that gap. If coming to a 2 minute chart, we did just about tap into this 2 minute gap below as well. Seeing a nice rejection out of that 1 minute gap now. I got this 1R marked out because if ES takes buy side first, I want to close at a minimum of a 1R and just hold it break even. So we'll see what we get. Absolutely insanely close to getting stopped out there, but that is why we hold our stop at valid points instead of just a break even at a certain point. This very well could still come down and take us out, but nonetheless, I'd be mad right now if we just got wicked out of break even, then we see that pump back into the range. Yeah, so how I like to manage my trades is that I'll basically use fair value gaps and put my stop at the low beneath, and I'd expect then the gap to hold, and then we keep this low protected, and then we start to reach for buy side. Obviously, as of now, this isn't looking too great. We're holding this 5 minute gap. ES ended up running through it. Now we retrace back into a 5 minute BISI, so we'll see what goes on there. Looks like we're about to get stopped though. But it's all good. We're paper trading, we don't care. Yeah, like the look at this setup, can't lie. Yeah. And still not getting stopped out. I haven't actually checked news today, and obviously markets are moving a little bit crazy because of the war that's going on with Iran. So yeah, there we go. All right, there's a stop out. Do we have any news this evening? No. Cool. All right. Well, we'll see how this trade ends up playing out now after this tiny little stop out. It literally lost like fucking $75 on a 1 mini contract, so it's nothing. Yeah. All right. We'll see how it plays out, but maybe this 5 minute model wants to continue lower, although there isn't really much displacement to the downside, so yeah. Yeah, it's all good. I like that model. I'll end the video there. Otherwise I'll be on here all night trying to justify this trade. I'll just have to let more price action play out and see what happens and how I could potentially manage to trade better. But yeah, there is the market recap for, what's the date today? Tuesday the 3rd of March. So I will catch you boys tomorrow for another market recap.